when Cameron was in Egypt's land. Let my Cameron go.
Hello everyone, Nathan here, listening to the sounds of spring while I'm sitting here getting a little reading in. Still working on finishing up my Elizabethan. Not a whole bunch left on that. Maybe one or two bowls more worth, or one of these bowls. And I'm enjoying this in my Eric Nording that my wife got me for our anniversary last year. I don't smoke this much because it's an absolutely massive bowl. But it's, look at this thing. I can barely clench it. That didn't keep me from trying though. So, anyway. I'm just having this with a bit of water. Just keep myself hydrated. So, one of the things I'm starting to dabble in is a bit of pipe restoration. Hopefully I'll continue to get better at it. I wouldn't mind making a side gig out of it. And there are some folks here in Columbus that actually make a decent coin out of doing these types of things. So, like I restored some of my dad's pipes, and they turned out similar to like this. But that stem, the minute you get any saliva on that, goes brown right immediately. Well, I didn't like that, so I got myself some of this. That protects it pretty well. On one of the pipes that I worked on the stem a little bit, I need to work on the stem a bit more because I don't know if you can really see it. It's brown here from the oxidation, but it's got a decent amount of black here amid the teeth marks. But the black stayed, so that obsidian oil works pretty nicely. So that's what I'm going to do with this little lovely Canadian, and work on getting this all nice and polished up. So, showing you this one again. This is again one of the ones I got from my dad. And the sandblast on this is just nice. It gives a real good grip. I actually smoked this pipe last night and really, really enjoyed it, despite the fact that it's a straight stem. Yeah, I'm a bent guy. The straight stems, I get a bunch of gurgle, and I couldn't tell you why. A lot of people think I'm crazy because it's the curved stems that give them the gurgle. Yeah, whatever. So, in any case, so I've been taking these stems and I've been going through one by one with these micro mesh sanding pads. That this starts at 1500 grit and it works its way up. I think this one's 12,000, which is really just a polishing grit. And it really does a nice job and helps get rid of that that aged oxidation taste. It's very unpleasant. So I was real pleased with how I did one. I didn't bring it out with me, but I did one on the little tomato that I had in one of my previous videos with the saddle bit stem. And it polished up real nice. And that obsidian oil just really does a phenomenal job in bringing in some sheen and making it shine nice, but also protecting it. So, kind of a fun thing. And eventually I'll get back to using my Dremel to carve this little guy out. Sort of kind of trying to do a calabash with that one. Or a reverse calabash, something, whatever it's called. You know, just getting the hobbies out. So, I'm going to try and get into some leather working too, work on maybe some pipe supplies, work on some tampers, because I got some bullet casings that I could fit some nicely into. So, in any case, man's got to use his hands. It's one of the things, like men, that what I've noticed is we don't really dwell too much on the emotional things. Not to say that we don't on occasion, or can't get caught up in them. For sure we can. But what I've noticed is what gives us the most emotional lift in our day, the best sense of satisfaction. Like, the ladies respond typically to when they've dolled themselves up nice, and they like accomplishment too. But there's something about it with a man that I've, in my experience, that men tend to be at their lowest points when they're accomplishing the least. Because let's face it, when you look like this, getting yourself all dolled up isn't exactly what's going to give you the boost. Anyway, what are your thoughts on that? That's just kind of one of my things that I've been noticing. That, and there's a difference between men and women that I think is good to recognize, and it's good to have, and understand that, you know, and that we as men and women need to take advantage and use that opportunity to recognize those efforts with each other. You know, I think it's really good. You know, recognize the wife's achievements too, the woman's achievements too. You know, but we all need that encouragement. Oh, anyway, just a bit of a rambling thought that just popped into my head. Sorry to burden you with it. So, short little video. Just wanted to show you a little hobby I'm starting to get into. So, count your blessings. Be thankful. And when all that's said and done, grace and peace to you.